screen, talking about that bourbon and them other shiny things. The smoke hangs heavy around the room, the glasses start to clink. My troubles drifting down the drain, I try my best not to think. Just the sound of my good buddies laughing at the joke. The stories flowing from our lips beneath the bourbon smoke. Yeah, the Thursday night blues are calling my name. Pour another glass, put out the work week's flame. Got the boys on the TV screen, talking about that bourbon and them other shiny things. Some folks chase the money, some chase a different kind of thrill. But all I want on a Thursday night is to let this old heart be still. Just a little bit of amber liquid and a few good souls to share. Knowing come tomorrow morning we'll still be standing there. Yeah, the Thursday night blues are calling my name. Pour another glass, put out the work week's flame. Got the boys on the TV screen, talking about that bourbon and them other shiny things. Yeah, Bourbon and Ballz, pouring out that bourbon till the bottle's gone. And the Friday sun rises, that's a Thursday night blue. I'm drinking with my friends. Yeah, we know it's early, but we can't wait for the weekend. We're in a hurry, cause we're thirsty again, but we're not worried when we're saying what we mean and what we meant. Honest camaraderie is something like the lottery. So all I ask. Good evening, and then McBurney fans, it's going to be an epic night. Yeah, it's going to be quite the night, and strap on and... Strap on? No, strap on. Strap on?
You.
It took all of 5 minutes.
Strap in. Strap in.
Put
My
a
bad.
strap on and strap
No, that's not. All right, let's just get. Oh my God, I can't even strap in or whatever.
You
just get in
said
for the
it.
ride.
You said it.
Yeah.
That's funny and gross at the same time. You know that montage video we did? There's Ashley sucking on that crawdad.
You just wish it was you. You just wish it was you.
What? What?
All right, so we just got canceled.
No,
What the hell?
That's no.
Dude.
But no,
What
that is not what I meant. That is not
Oh my God. That's Weller. Knows that. Good God. Oh. Man, he just, something died. Holy.
That's bad. What did they feed him today, dude? I thought you. Oh.
Good, you can't even breathe here. Oh, it's gonna throw a nosing off. Oh my God, I can't even.
I can reach out. That could be one of our things we do. You know, we're talking about doing these commercials or these ads or these videos for these different products. I can reach out to a manufacturer that makes them today, get one, and you do the video. And sit there and go, oh. I'm riding the bike and going,
Put the glitter in my hand. I'm starting to become immune to press. This doesn't even bother me anymore.
that's right.
Oh. I'm like, that smells pretty good.
Yeah, we know it's early, but we can't wait for the weekend. Let's get on with the show with you all, with our friends from Bourbon and Ballz. Enjoy the show and have a great weekend. Hey!
There's shit everywhere.
Kowski. Congratulations, Matt.
Hey,
Hey, Bourbon and Ballz crew.
How's it
congrats,
going?
Matt.
Matt, congratulations. Thanks for coming back for another wonderful episode.
And
So-
notice anything different? We're missing somebody.
We're down one.
Yep.
He
Charlie's
just-
not here tonight.
Yeah. So
He's in the chat, but he's not here tonight.
he left us to man the show and drink all of his stuff. So that's what we're here to do.
I think all of us combined, we have about 15 bottles we're going to take with us
I
tonight.
think so. Yeah, I cleared out my trunk to make sure I could
About to
save
say.
space. So
All right.
thanks for coming on. That's you want to run through?
Yep. Let's see here.
See who's joining us tonight?
Yep. Let me get on here. Come on.
Can you scroll?
Yeah, let's do it that way.
Yeah.
Because this thing's jumping all over the place.
Yeah, every time somebody comes on.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. Who do we got first?
Lip
Service Crew. Thanks for coming on.
Gary. Welcome, Gary McDonald. There's
Sir.
Charlie.
Ah, Charlie's in. Welcome, Charlie,
Mr. Vogel saying, welcome.
the major winner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bottle Assassin. Welcome.
Thank you.
Wow.
Let's see.
Chat is active today.
Yes, it is. Gun
Gunhand
Gunhand
Luke. Welcome. Scott Gallagher. our friendly neighbor here.
Yep. Sweet Lisa.
We got Jenny
Jenny
Bukowski, the better half of our
Sweet.
pregame winner tonight.
Yep.
There was Miss Sandy Jones.
Sandy's in. I think she was connecting today with. I thought she was going to connect with.
Oh, she gonna
Charlie,
connect with him
yeah.
down there.
I think so. So, Zach,
Hey, Zach.
what's up, brother?
Let's see.
Hey, we got Gerald
Gerald
Romine.
Romine. Hey, Jerry.
Welcome.
Good to hear from you, bro.
Dave Renstrom. Welcome.
Dave.
Todd from Whiskey Sippers. Welcome, buddy.
Todd.
Northwest Bourbon.
Northwest.
Yes, don't forget to
Thank
hit
you.
that like button.
Yep.
Jim Turner. Welcome.
Tracy.
See.
Thanks for coming on. Tamara Adams.
Tommy. Husky Dog. Whiskey Bill.
Nice. We are rolling tonight.
There's Stan
Crappy
Saber
Cat.
and Crappy
Nope.
Cat.
All right. We got Stan on there too.
There's Matt.
Matt.
Princess of Proof. Welcome back. Man, this is jumping all over the place tonight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gandy. Welcome, Gandy.
Andy Road. There he is.
About to say, and for those who don't know, July 2nd show, we will have Gandy in studio to do a special blind with us.
Nice.
Man, this chat is.
Whiskey. Yeah,
There we
whiskey.
go.
Yep.
Mike,
West Virginia bourbon guy.
see you in a couple days there, brother. Looking forward to it. John Legabo.
Yeah, John Legabo. Welcome. Brad. Bourbon.
Brad. Welcome, bro. Good to see you. SLB.
Michael Bortner.
Uh,
Whiskey Nose. Marty. Welcome.
Hey, Marty.
got Duran.
Duran. Ooh,
Let's see, Patrick Little Dude.
Patrick.
Hey, Patrick. David B.
Oh, yes, sir. I don't know if he connected with them today or not.
I don't know. Bourbon Lover. Welcome to the show.
CJP.
Hey, Corey.
Brian
Brian
Callahan.
Callahan.
Let's see, we got Alan Adams.
Hey, Alan.
Hey, Al.
All right. Here we go.
Mr. Blankenship.
Oh,
Thank you.
wow. We're so honored, Chris Blankenship.
He's on the road too.
Is he?
Going to Indiana, I think he said.
Okay.
Man.
David Tanko,
Hey,
welcome.
happy anniversary there, Mr. Tanko.
Ashley McAdory.
Ashley, Harold must be here somewhere.
He's hiding.
We got Ben Gillette.
Ben Gillette, Mr. Big Bourbon Club.
Hey, Ben, what's up, buddy? Thanks for coming on.
Timber.
Oh, here we go.
He looks like he's bouncing.
Ernest Peacock.
Ernest, welcome, buddy.
Bars Pours.
Ours pours.
Sweet.
And we have gone through
That
the
is
list.
it.
Man,
All right.
he's bouncing all
Um,
over the place.
Okay. So there's a few things we got to get done before we bring our guest on from Iron Root. Thanks to Charlie, we have a couple things we missed. But we're gonna clean up his mess for when he so that way he doesn't have to do this when he gets back.
That's what we do, man. We're just a cleanup crew.
I'm only saying that because he's not here to defend himself. But so we have a few wheels we're gonna get done before we bring Robert on. The first one is gonna be there was a Patreon tickets that people could have bought for actually this bottle here. It is the Bardstown Mars release. It is a mixture between bourbon and Japanese whiskey. Chad, you weren't here, but we were able to sample this last week. Very good bottle.
Excellent
very good
bottle.
release.
Yeah, it's got a single malt.
So
Japanese
not
malt.
only will they get to win this, they will get to win the Star Hill Farms 2026 release. And I believe we are also... Were we throwing in a tumbler, or was it
No.
just the bottle?
Yeah, just the bottle. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then Charlie wanted me to explain their. So there was originally supposed to be 40 entries, 40 tickets for this raffle, but the way that everything was calculated, when you would enter in on the form to put in for the tickets, it didn't calculate it properly. So everybody has their amount of tickets they bought, but there is technically going to be 46 entries. But everybody, if you paid for your tickets, your entries are in there and it is accurate. Just want to make that clear.
Yeah. So if like you put in 1, it counted 1. But if you put in 4,
it only
Still
counted
counted
1. So
Right.
Charlie
The
went
number
in
of
there
tickets is
to
still in
fix
there.
it.
It just-
So Charlie went in, he made sure he checked everything. If you, for as many entries as you paid for, you are getting in this wheel.
Okay.
So that's the first wheel we are going to run.
William Hall just jumped in. All right, let's do it.
All right.
here we go. Good luck.
Man, that's a
And the
good
winner
bit of names.
of these 2 bottles
Write that down.
are
You got it. I got it.
none other than the Gandy Road.
Gandy,
Gandy.
congratulations, brother.
All right,
Boy, oh
Gandy.
boy.
We will get you. Well, Charlie will get you those bottles.
Yeah, it'll be another spaghetti dinner.
Yes.
Or what was it? The some milkshake.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. The next wheel we are going to run is so this one is for the Belmont Stakes race. The winner of this gets a Pinhook 10-year bottle. So I will get that queued up for us.
CA Scotty just joined us. Welcome, buddy.
All right.
Scott from Artfully Bourbon. Welcome.
Hey, Scott.
All
Scott and
right.
Scott.
Scott and Scott. Belmont Stakes.
And the winner of this one is
Christy
Christy Romine.
Congratulations, Christy.
Sure, Jerry's celebrating there too.
Yeah, I bet he is.
All right. Well, congratulations, Christy. We'll make sure that bottle gets out to you. Okay. And this last one is a little different. So last week when we did the super chat, for those that do the Patreon Plus membership, we did not, I'm going to blame this on Charlie. Forgot to add those extra ducks in that race. So last week, we've been recently preparing 2 options for our super chats. So because the bottle was picked last week, there is a set of samples, a hat and a tumbler that are set aside for that giveaway. So what Charlie and I have come up with is that we also have forgotten to add in the duck spin for who was going to win the ducks for Indy 500 and the Coca-Cola 600. So we are adding those all into one wheel. So the winner of this wins samples we had prepared last week for Super Chat, as well as a Bourbon and Ballz hat and an Artisan Oak tumbler. Yes, Charlie is definitely catching strays. There will be many more tonight.
Yeah.
So what we'll be doing is that's what this wheel is for. So that will take care of that. And then we will bring our wonderful guest on tonight for Iron Root. So get this last one on here. All right. And our winner of this one will be Bourbonado
Bourbonado
Sean.
Sean. Hey, bro.
Congratulations,
All right.
buddy.
Congrats. We'll get that out to you as well.
Wait, see him as well?
That's right. We're gonna be
Yeah.
Man.
Can't wait.
All right, so that
It'd be
is
great to
over.
meet them in person.
Without further ado, let's bring on Robert from Iron Root.
Hey, Robert.
Robert, can you hear
How's
us?
it going, guys?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing great. Just dodging traffic. That's all I've been doing.
How are you? All right. So you're down there in Denison right now at your house, or you at the?
I'm at my house in McKinney, so I live about 40 minutes south of the distillery. So,
Oh wow.
because my wife works on the south side of Dallas, so I'm like right in the middle between the two locations.
Between the two. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to compromise. I get it.
All right.
Yeah.
So for those in chat, just a reminder, put Q in front of any questions you may have. We'll try to hit as many of those as we can tonight. So as we're getting those questions in, Robert, do you want to tell us a little bit about your history of your history in bourbon as well as Iron Root's history as a distillery?
Oh my God, my history in bourbon. I mean, I've been drinking since as long as I can remember now. Interesting. My like journey into bourbon. I think a lot of us, when we're younger, we start with the not as great things and move our kind of way through life. Drank lots of Kentucky Deluxe in my early years of life, and moved into Crown and all sorts of other stuff. But actually, I started finding myself into kind of like nicer, higher end spirits, kind of actually through Armagnac and Cognac is actually kind of where I found my way in. Which is, then obviously bourbon and scotch and everything else. I like to joke I'm kind of an alcohol garbage can. I pretty much will drink anything you throw at me. But it's been a really kind of fun journey for myself, for my family. Iron Root, we started distilling actually back in 2014. So we're actually getting closer and closer to 13 years old now as a distillery, which is kind of crazy to think about that. My beginning in distilling actually started about 4 years before that, about 2010. When I was getting ready to graduate from law school, decided I didn't want to do that, and decided I would announce to my family at Christmas dinner that I was going to graduate from law school, but I wasn't going to practice, which is usually the safest time to announce something big's at Christmas dinner table because no one can get too mad.
Very strategic. Yes. Yes.
See, I was thinking from the very beginning. But my brother and my father and myself had actually joked for many years about starting like a winery or brewery when my brother and I retired. And in 2008, we actually were at a family reunion and up in Spokane, Washington, and we went to this Thai food restaurant that was in the same shopping center as a distillery called Dry Fly Distilling, which had just opened. And at the time, I'd been to breweries, been to wineries, but never been to distillery before. So we kind of wandered in. As soon as we wandered in, saw these big, beautiful copper stills. And I know there's something kind of like primal about copper. I know that they're just something gorgeous about it. It kind of spoke to us. And so I remember when we walked out, my dad looked at my brother and myself, was like, screw wine or beer. This is actually what you guys should do when you retire. So fast forward for me deciding didn't want to be a lawyer. My dad, asked me what I was going to do, and I didn't have a good answer. And so when my mom was about to kind of freak out on me, I think my dad just goes, "Oh, what you can do is you can start that distillery now." And since I didn't have a better answer at the time, I was like, "Yeah, you know what? I'm young, I'm dumb right now. I don't, I can eat ramen noodles every night if I need to. If we're going to do something that takes 10, 15, 20 years to make something really special, why would I wait till I'm 65, 70 years old? I'm going to be dead before any of the good stuff comes out."
Yeah.
So I was like, I think I'm going to start looking at that path. And, I remember my brother, he jumped on immediately as well. He's an engineer with tons of engineering degrees. And he talked his wife into letting him give up his job in 401k and kind of follow me. And so we ended up interning at distilleries kind of all around the country. But ultimately, we fell in with this master cognac distiller named Hubert Germain Raban, who had started distilling back in the 70s in the U.S., but his family, he's like a 16th generation cognac distiller who decided he wanted to distill grapes other than what he was allowed to in cognac. So sold his family's land, took his still, and plopped down in California in the late 70s. And just kind of fell in love through the cognac approach to distilling, the focus on blending. And there was a lot of things that as we were kind of touring around and working and helping out at craft distilleries in kind of the early days, that really wasn't talked about. And it was a lot of the focus of how barrels, same mash bill, like how different single barrels can really be. I mean, they can be drastically different. And just, the French approach is very much a little bit more philosophical. I'd say there's less technical science and more of a lot of feelings, but also my favorite thing is when they talk about aging barrels, they talk about what they call élevage, which means to raise as you would a kid. And it really is a focus on barrels on like an individual level of how do you make individual barrels kind of the best versions of themselves. Because as they develop kind of different flavor profiles, if you try to treat every barrel the same way, put it in the same conditions, rotate it through the warehouse, that's really good for certain flavor profiles and not as beneficial for others. And so we found over the years that if you figure out what a barrel's trying to be, and then you put it in the conditions to kind of maximize that, and whether that's keeping the proof down in barrels, some allow it to get over 115 proof in barrel, and some barrels will let go be 140, 150 proof in cask, just depending on what it is and what flavor profile. But based on that, it's kind of just a really interesting philosophy that the French have and their approach. And it's what ultimately led us when we kind of left Hubert and we came back to Texas to start the distillery, was the town Denison that we decided to put the distillery in. Is Denison's actually sister cities with Cognac. Has this really deep wine history that I can get into it. Long story short is one of the guys that lived in our town is part of the group of people from the U.S. that helped save the French wine industry back in the late 1800s. And so for that reason, Denison and Cognac became sister cities. The mayor from Cognac, a lot of master distillers actually come to our city every few years, which is kind of crazy because our town's like 20,000 people. So it's not a very big town, but they come on a pilgrimage. And since we've been there, they come hang out with us. We'll distill together. We'll kind of work through the warehouse. And then they always invite us to go hang out with them in France, which is the way better end of that deal. I'll tell you that. So I've gotten to go over for a season, distill over in Cognac, and even kind of further learn of what they do and kind of how they do it. And we take a lot of those principles, we apply it to making, bourbon and whiskey and, brandies, all sorts of kind of fun stuff at the distillery.
Yeah, you wouldn't think
quick and dirty.
As a brandy Cognac sister city hub, I would have never guessed that. But yeah, that's incredible.
No one would have.
And yeah, so it was kind of like this perfect storm for you, right? Where you're looking to make this startup, and then you find Denison, and then just you have been rocking it. You and the entire family. It's really a family affair for y'all, right?
Mom's the big boss. I think that's true for almost every family around here. But she is the true leader of the distillery, and really is the one who prevents my brother and myself from killing each other from time to time. So.
She's the buffer. All right.
Oh yeah, I
understand that.
Well, you had sent us some samples, which we appreciate very much.
Oh yeah.
We've got you sent us some Saints Alley. This is your port cognac. We've got another Saints Alley. This is Harold, which is our Armagnac cask. Then we've also got, let's see here, we got the Assemblage Rye.
Yep.
And the Harbinger.
Yeah.
Harbinger, sorry. And then the big bottle here is the Assemblage Bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the Assemblage cask strength doesn't actually come out to wide market until July. So you guys are actually the first ones outside the distillery to actually try it. So
sweet.
Yeah, great. Right. Appreciate that.
That's awesome. Thank you.
What would you like for us to start with?
Oh boy. I'd say we start with the kind of Saints Alley, and then we'll go into the big kind of heavy hitter because the two bourbons are both 110 plus proof on those guys. And then we can end with the rye, even though he's the lowest proof of the group here. But
so start with the Saints Alley, and this is a port and cognac.
Finish, yeah.
Is that the one you want to?
Yeah, that's the perfect one to start with.
100 proof. Okay.
Gotcha. So we kind of have multiple different lines that we do at the distillery. We've got the Saints Alley line, which can be found everywhere across the country. Anywhere you have a total wine, you can find some of our Iron Root Saints Alley product. You've got, and then you've got the assemblage line, and then you have Harbinger, Promethean, and they're all different. So you've got the assemblage, you have the regular bourbon and rye, and then you got the cask strength that's just right there in front of you guys now. Those are they're really fun. They're actually blends of both column and pot still together. So we have a true traditional pot. We've got a hybrid. And then with those, we'll also source in some like true columns. So we get kind of all mix of everything together when it comes to assemblage line. Saints Alley is where we've basically kind of taken some of that liquid, some older liquid, and put it in finishing casks for generally a year to 2 years. Unless it's one of the special editions, and that could be generally like 5 years in the finishing cask. And then you have Harbinger, Promethean, which are 100% pot still. One of the things that we talk about pretty passionately is the different distillation styles. I think it's something a lot of American whiskey drinkers haven't been exposed to as much when you talk about pot, hybrid, and like true columns, what they're really used to, and how different the flavors are from those different stills and how much that really impacts what you're drinking and what's going on. So for us, it's something that we really like playing around with quite a bit.
Wow. Yeah. And you use a variety of different corns on these too, right? Like,
oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not quite as crazy as Gary from Wood Hat. But we've distilled over 75 different species of corn. Again, every color of the rainbow we've played around with a lot. We've got a kind of a core 3 heirlooms that we play with. We use them as flavoring grains, though. So just like we use rye or wheat in the bourbon mash bills, is how we'll use the heirloom corns. And it's amazing how different some of the flavors are from those different corns. It really is.
Gotcha. So as we're getting through this one real quick, and as we'll just get some viewer questions in there. From Chris Barlow, this is not an Ohio available product, but can you discuss entry proof philosophy and impact into the barrel?
Yeah, so we're a little bit different with some of the philosophy when it comes to barrel entry proof. Excuse me. Some of it has some of our choices are going to be dictated by mash bill. There's certain mash bills we like to put in higher, some other ones we like to put in lower. But typically, we're going to do entry anywhere from 110 all the way up to about 120, just depending on what we're doing. A lot of our like strict like heirloom corn pot still bourbons, we'll do a little bit higher proof. We'll do it like close to that 118, 120. And the reason why we like to do a little bit higher entry proof with those is because those guys, they are naturally quite a bit sweeter because they are going to be, 97 to 100% corn. So they naturally have quite a bit of sweetness. So for them to pull on a little extra tannin, especially early on, is something that we like to do. Because a lot of times with those, we'll allow the first few years of those, unless they're big oak spice barrels, and we'll let them keep going in proof. But generally, after about 1.5 years to 2 years, a lot of those barrels, especially the ones that are not oak, like our oak flavor profile ones, we'll take them and we'll drop them back down in proof at that point. So we'll let them get up to 122, 124, and we'll bring them back down to 112, 115 in cask. And the reason for that is early on with those, we like, especially ones that we're going to be aging in that 4 to 5 year range, we want to bring in the oak and the tannin early into those barrels and then give them time to soften and kind of round out. Texas is quite intense with its weather. I'm sure it's not a surprise to anybody. It gets really hot for long periods of time here. So extraction rates are really high. And so for us, when we're bringing in more of that raw tannin, we want to do that early on and give it the most amount of time in cask to soften and round out. And then we drop it back down because then we're going to encourage a lot more of your wood sugars to get extracted once you get it back down much lower in proof. And you'll pull that at a much faster rate than you do the tannins. So with that particular style of whiskey, that's typically how we manage. As I said, there's sometimes, especially for our spice or oak barrels, we may not bring them back down. Some of those guys will be 140, 150 proof when we're all said and done. But most of our barrels, they'll be between 115 and like 125, somewhere in there. When we're all said and done.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm enjoying this.
Oh yeah.
The nose on this is.
I mean, and the mouthfeel.
I mean, it's low proof, but it's still wine finishes are different. you never know kind of what you're going to get with, no matter what. Like with wine finishes, either goes very well or very bad.
Right.
But I feel like, I don't know. There's just something about this one.
And it can be like overpowering. So you don't really, the port and the cognac don't overpower the bourbon at all. So
No.
that's well done.
And I will say it drinks a little hotter than 100 proof, a little bit. I mean, it's got a really nice finish.
Yeah.
And that's probably the wine on the back end that's
And it
maybe
just
helping
kind
that.
of
Yeah,
just
coats
just
it.
hangs
Yeah.
right on the back. So yeah, for a 5-year to get that kind of oiliness, I don't know how you pull that off, but
So I know that this isn't, like Chris has said, this isn't in Ohio necessarily. Can we order this online, or what is the best way to try to get Iron Root in states that we may not see it on the shelf?
It depends on which product it is. Saint's Alley is going to be found kind of Total Wine.
Okay.
Alaska and a couple other states, it's a little bit more widely available, but most states it's going to be pretty much through Total Wine or ordering directly from them. The other Iron Root products, it's really just depends on kind of what area in. We online sales are just now kind of getting going. So you should start seeing probably towards the end of this year, kind of more national online purchasing through some of the normal online retailers. So we're finally do some of that as well. So you'll see some of those really fun, a lot of independent bottlers we work with as well. So like Lost Lantern and a couple of those other guys, you can get really fun single barrels, cask strength, some of the crazier stuff too. You'll see a lot through those guys as well.
And what's the MSRP price range you see this on the shelf for the port cognac finish?
The port cognac sits right about $50. It's between 50 and 55, depending on the state you're in.
okay.
That's
So that'd be a blend of anywhere between 6 to 8-year-old liquid on that guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I went on my second sip of this. I do get a little bit more of that the more cognac. That a little bit more of that.
It kind of gets pulled out.
It gets pulled out a little bit more on
the more
that.
you sip it.
Still very good.
Still very.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Yeah, how we kind of manage our finishes, we'll do a couple, we'll do some barrels will be first fill, some will be second, some will be third. And we also will save some of the liquid and not finish it. And so it gets back blended with the base that we've created originally. Because with Saint's Alley, our goal is not to create like a big sherry bomb. There's times when I love that and I think it's a lot of fun, but that's not what our goal is for that. We want the bourbon to be the first and foremost thing when it comes to those finishes. So that's why we do it that way.
Wow. Gotcha.
So Ivan the Tolerable, I don't know if you can see comments that I put on here, but it says, ask Robert about the green corn.
So the green corn, we have some green Oaxacan corn that so every year we experiment with anywhere between 3 to 5 new species of corn. The green Oaxacan's been one of my favorite ones over the years. We've actually done that one a couple of times now. I guess first time was experimental, second time we just liked it, so we just did some more of it. But it's a really unique corn that actually, even though it's called green Oaxacan, it actually originates from Iowa of all places. It was just like an homage to Oaxaca because of the color that they were getting on it. But it's kind of a really unique one. Early on, it gets like these kind of green bell peppery notes to it. And then after it hits about 4 or 5 years old, the bottom drops out and becomes really dense and rich. And it's a lot of fun. We do it typically exclusively with the pot still distillation. So a lot of oiliness, a lot more just intensity from that particular. But the green Oaxacan is one of my favorite experimentals that we do.
Huh. Interesting. So is that you're growing the green corn in Texas, or is it being sourced from Iowa?
So that this last time we did grow it here in Texas, but it just really depends. 95% of what we use comes within 60 miles of the distillery. So we generally are very locally focused. Sometimes, especially with experimental stuff, we'll go and find where it's being grown, or there's a couple of really, really fun corn breeders that we know that do some kind of wild and crazy stuff that we'll work with and source some stuff from. But typically what we'll do when we do experimentals is we'll bring it in, we'll grow it ourselves, like a small patch at the distillery, see how it grows. and then we'll take seed corn and then give it to a local farmer to grow it after that.
Oh, that's cool.
So it just depends on what it is and how much we like it, and depends on where it's grown at. But
I heard I heard the term "follow the terroir." Is that the is that what you're doing? You're kind of using the land and everything around you from your, is it Dubert that
Hubert that taught us that. Yeah, it's I mean, that's the thing that the French really beat into you, is that term terroir means like flavor of the land. So it's like that notion of the flavor of a place, which you really get into it with like the wine industry and stuff when they were using that term. It's really about the soil and the climate. Oh my God, Nancy. Oh, you crazy.
I mean, you mentioned France and Cognac and all that, so I had to throw that in there.
Nancy, she's one of my favorite people in this entire world.
Definitely.
So
she said,
we had a crazy time. Oh man. Nancy, so when you look at, for us, when we were learning initially, like the first class where I met Hubert was actually Nancy and Hubert teaching the class. I was up in Oregon, and she and I, we got in the same taxi from the airport to the hotel, and basically been fast friends ever since. She does a blending class at the distillery every year. So we bring in distillers from kind of all over the country, and we do. She puts them through a pretty rigorous course of learning and about warehousing and everything else. Kind of everything that she's mastered over the last couple decades. So it's been, I know it's fun to me because you see kind of these lineage of distillers and like how many distilleries Nancy has touched, and you can see like how well those distilleries have done just to know like how good Nancy is, what she does. So.
Right. Yeah. Oh, Nancy's incredible.
Yeah, she's got her fingerprints in a lot of things.
Oh yeah.
And to have her in your back pocket is a true asset. And
oh God, yeah.
And you're using this as it shows that you're really into this, Robert. Like, to have this, it's not just a business for y'all. This is a passion. This is something that is core to you, and you're not just putting juice in a bottle and sending it out. So.
No, this is everything. I mean, it's crazy, now sitting here, 12, 13 years later after having started a distillery, of like how much of yourself you put into these things, and like how sometimes it's just like crazy decisions you made years ago, how much it impacts what you did. Like, again, talking about Nancy here, I remember when we were we're trying to get our first barrels. It was during the very first barrel shortage, and we could not get barrels from Independent Stave. And so Nancy got us on a phone call with them, and we agreed to buy a bunch of European oak barrels just so we could get some barrels in. And very quickly, European oak became a really important part of our flavor profiles of what we do. So still to this day, about 30% of all the barrels we use at the distillery are 100% European Slovenian oak.
Wow.
And that doesn't include some of the French oak and some of the other crazy things that we do, but with hybrid barrels and everything else. But it is a really, really important thing that it's one of those things that without Nancy, we would never have tried that, and how important that is to us now. It's a really, really kind of cool happenstance.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So can you walk us through what we're the second sample we're going through?
So talking about Harold. So Harold, Nancy was talking about that trip to France that we went on together. That's where the idea for this whiskey was really born. Armagnac is one of my favorite things in the world. It's, we like to joke it's like Cognac's southern cousin a little bit. They use black oak versus white oak, which is really unique. That Gascon oak has such a unique flavor profile. And just a lot of kind of what Armagnac is kind of mirrors bourbon a little bit. Bourbon tends to be a little more rough and tumble. It's richer, more oak present. And that's really what Armagnac is when in the brandy world. It's generally a little bit higher proof. It's a little more rough and tumble. And just the darker, heavier flavor profiles are phenomenal. They match bourbon really well. And so for us, this was the first thing we wanted to do. But we're very particular with the Armagnac casks. These are all 25-year-old Armagnac barrels. It's only Gascon oak. It's only It's a Baco grape that's used to make this particular Armagnac. So it is very specific of what we do to make choices for this particular whiskey. But I really love this. Is again one of my favorite whiskeys we do. I'm gonna join you.
I can smell it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like
Yeah.
the fruit notes on it, incredible.
Oh, yeah.
But only 7 proof differential from the first one.
Yeah.
Good.
And it's the same base. The base whiskey is actually the same for both of these.
Yeah. So
Really?
let's West Virginia bourbon guy. He's someone else that has another YouTube channel on Saturday nights. He wants to know, for someone who has never had Iron Root before, what is the best entry point into your brand?
For me, it's going to depend a little bit of where you're at in your whiskey journey. Are you want all the proof? You want the big, heavy cask strength stuff? There's then Harold would be one if you want to jump into the finishing side of what we do. If you like craft whiskey or you like really off the wall, really different profiles, Harbinger is going to be the one I would point you to. That's probably the most unique of the like straight bourbons that we make, just because basically we've turned everything on its head when it comes to what they do in Kentucky with it. Or if you're more of a traditional bourbon guy, again, that assemblage bourbon, the especially the cask strength that's coming out in July, if you're again a little bit farther down your whiskey journey, that's a really, really great whiskey. 7, 8, 9-year-old bourbon for $50 at cask strength is hard to beat.
It's fantastic. It really is.
So the Harold's $50 as well.
Harold should be 60 to 65, just depending on what state you're in.
That's a buy all day.
Yeah, it is.
Fantastic. You're right.
Yeah, I have a very, very strict rule. I have to be able to afford my own whiskey. So that's
It hits right in the back
It
of my
does.
palate
Oh, yeah.
and just has like this little spice, a little kick right on the ends of my
Yeah, you get it right at the
Yes,
jawline.
right at the
Yeah.
back.
Nice.
yeah.
The nose on that's unbelievable.
And if you guys
And flavor.
like that one, in October we'll be doing the second release of the Harold Cigar Blend, which will be it's a blend of 10 to 15-year-old bourbon that spent 5 years in sherry and 2 years in the Armagnac casks.
Wow.
Oh my.
Really fun. It's that cask strength. So generally it's 111 to 115 because we keep the finishing casks a little bit lower proof, just naturally.
Okay.
But it still packs quite a bit. You put another 7 proof on what you got right there. It's a lot of fun.
You say that's in October?
October, yeah. So,
Yeah.
And is that going to be at Total Wine or is it only
so that
like
will be
a
at
limited
Total
release?
Wine. If you will jump on their concierge when it comes out, you can buy it. And last year they had it out for like $95 for the bottle.
Wow.
Pre-order.
Jeez, that's a great price.
Gotcha. So Ivan the Tolerable asks Robert about the name Saints Alley.
So Saints Alley comes from, we have a secondary warehouse and well, I guess technically we've got 4 warehouses. Oh, good Lord. We have one though, it's downtown Denison, and the alley that it's on is called Saints Alley. So our town names all the alleys, and it's because all the churches are on the other side of it. So they call it Saints Alley. So that's what we named it, because that's where we go in to put the barrels and stuff, right on Saints Alley. So that's where it gets its name.
Gotcha. So Sandy Jones has to go back to the green corn. She said the info on green corn says it's a sweet corn, but that's unusual for any corn being a sweet corn, isn't it?
So it's, the green Oaxacan is, it is generally higher in sugar content than a lot of the corns we use, because a lot of the heirlooms tend to be much higher in protein, a lot higher in amino acid. As far as the heirlooms we've done or experimental corns that we've done, Oaxacan is probably one of the more unique ones for sure. Say that, and then the Floriani Flint corn is probably the other one that's really unique and really different. It's a spicy corn, which is kind of crazy to experience.
So what do you use the green corn in again? Is it a special run?
So it's special runs. So generally we'll make anywhere between 8 to 10 barrels of a special run. And the green Oaxacan we did it first in 2016, and then we did another run in 2020. So it's just now getting to where it's getting really good. It's really good right now.
Wow.
All right.
We just poured the Harbinger.
Mhm.
This was 115 proof.
So this guy's going to be the exact opposite of everything else you've tasted so far. So
Well,
Harbinger, yeah,
Go ahead.
oh yeah,
go
this
ahead.
guy is 100% pot still. So it's going to be, and our pot's like a traditional like Scottish style pot, so it doesn't have any plates or anything in it. This is true traditional pot. So it's way more Harbinger and Promethean for us focus way more on the grain. It's about telling the story of the grain. So this is going to be generally anywhere between 3 to 5 years of the whiskey on it, and because you really showcase more of your grain elements, kind of at that age, and kind of the proof that we're showing. But this uses a lot of bloody butcher corn. But my favorite corn that's used in this one is actually a purple corn. I'm going to show you a little bit of it right there. So this corn's ancestor actually was from Peru. It's really cool. The entire plant is purple. It's not just the corn. They use it to make like chichamarrado down in Peru, but it's got so much baking spice to it. It's so rich. I really love it. When we blend it with the bloody butcher corn, it gives you a little bit more of like a maple syrup type note to it. And then you get all the kind of cool different grain elements that are going to come from that particular corns.
Man.
Yeah, I can see it in the color immediately. It is
Yeah.
I get
incredibly
kinda like some
rich.
dark fruit.
Yeah. So what's
Yeah.
crazy, this is actually the youngest of all the whiskeys that you guys are tasting today.
Really?
But you just see the pot still, because it's not refined as much, it's much oilier spirit.
Mhm.
So you can see that on the texture of it, even though it is a relatively young whiskey. But because it has more of those oils to it, it actually absorbs stuff out of the barrel at a faster rate as well. So we actually will pull more barrel elements in much earlier when you have the pot. So that's why one of the reasons we love using it pot still in blends, especially when we're going to finishing casks, because how it interacts with barrels is very different than just traditional column.
No, you were spot on. This is very like grain based versus
I haven't been
cognac
able to
based.
stop smelling it.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of smell it and I sit it down and I kind of enjoy it.
I feel like the finish just keeps going. Like this is it's a longer finish on this one for it being younger like that.
Right.
Yeah, this one was 115 proof.
Oh yeah.
Wow. And so what's the cost for this one?
This one is generally right about 55, 60 for this guy, depending on.
Man.
Yeah, you're right. You want to be able to buy your own, and that's a hell of a price.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Well, this next question, I'll just give you our viewers are very observant.
It says noticing a lot of steins behind Robert.
Oh, yeah.
What is his favorite upcoming Iron Root, favorite outside bourbon, and your favorite beer?
Oh boy. I mean, beer like whiskey to me is like, it depends on the season of what I'm really drinking.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as like our core line, part of like kind of what we're tasting tonight, my favorite summer one is definitely the Port and Cognac. You get that little bit bigger fruit to it, and it's a little bit lower proof. So when it's 110 degrees outside, that tends to be more of the one I drink straight. It tends to be the whiskey I go to. But I typically, I tend to be on the higher proof end of the scale. I like heavier, crazier profiles. I also, just because I've been doing this so long, like I love like off the wall, different flavors. I love things I'm not expecting. Not that I don't love MGP and that there's a lot of like amazing stuff with MGP, and we use some in blends as well. But sometimes when you just get something that's just really surprising and not the norm, that tends to be what gets me really excited when it comes to bourbon. For outside bourbons, I like things that have natural fruit to them. Any of them that are higher ester, things that get you a big cherry or big, we have the purple corn when we actually do some like vodka yeast in the runs before we do our purple corn runs, that will actually give us a big giant blueberry note in the bourbon. And so for me, that's one of my favorite things, is to get this giant blueberry or different fruit profiles. And so during the summer, I'm the same way. I like natural kind of fruit with beer. Summer, I also tend to go a little bit lighter, and then in the winter, give me like Rausch beers, give me some crazier stouts. Really, really dig that. Not as much on the adjunct side on beer, but again, any of the natural kind of like yeast produced fruits and stuff like that, I really dig.
Gotcha.
So we got another question for you from OG Bob. Are you using or planning to use any Cab or Syrah barrels for your selections?
So we will have a special release that comes out probably next spring. That's been in ice wine cab cask for about 2 years now. So, which will be really fun. There'll be an apotheosis that will come out, which apotheosis is a finished line for us, but it's only pot still distillate in that particular line.
Yeah. Okay. Now that ice barrel, is that a smaller barrel than a regular traditional?
It's smaller than we typically use. So one of the things that's really unique about us is we actually use much larger barrels than most people. So unlike like a lot of our like craft brethren who went with like 5, 10, 20 gallon barrels, we started with 53s and then we actually moved to larger. So our standard barrel size for us right now is about 65 gallons a barrel. But we have some that are 400 gallon as well.
Jeez.
So just with Texas, with the intense heat, the way that we manage it, the way that we're able to lengthen our aging of why I can put out 10, 11, 12-year-old Texas whiskeys is because we use larger cask size. It slows angel share naturally, slows your extraction rates naturally. And so that's one of the ways that we balance it by using kind of some of those French methods that we learned. In Cognac, they'll either go to bigger barrels or they move it to more exhausted barrels, which obviously with bourbon, we can't do that. So we went to the larger barrel size. And that's kind of a change we made about 7 years ago. We switched to using the larger cask format for the majority of time of what we're doing. So,
Okay. All right. Chris Barlow has a question.
Well, Nancy.
Sorry,
has
I
a-
threw
Oh,
Nancy's
Nancy?
coming up
Oh,
there.
I'm sorry.
She likes talking about
I
you
gotta
guys.
brag on me.
I didn't see you switched it. My bad.
Oh, you're good.
Sorry, Nancy.
So this is actually one of the bottles Nancy gave me for my wedding a few years ago. So this is actually a 1952
Oh, wow.
Armagnac, which is absolutely amazing. But so thanks, Nancy.
1952.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Man,
It pays to have really nice friends. I'll tell you what.
it does.
Yeah,
Yes,
that
it
it
does.
does. That it does.
Yeah.
Before we get into the next question, should we do the rye or should we hold this to last?
We can do the rye next. Let's
Okay.
do it. So the rye is one of the newest lines that we've done. So we actually didn't start releasing any rye until our rye hit 6 years old. It was the first time we ever started releasing rye, which for us is really fun because a lot of times as a craft distiller, you're like, you have to balance out making, surviving and holding things for as long as you want to. But we started producing rye at much smaller levels. And so this rye is actually a blend of 3 different rye mash bills. So you have your classic 95.5 Elbon rye. But then we also use 100% dark pumpernickel rye. And then we also do a mash bill that's a 60% rye that actually is a Polish rye called Danko that grows locally to us. And then the other part of that mash bill is 20% yellow corn and 20% purple corn. And that mash bill is actually pure pot still distillation. And we take those and kind of blend them together. The cask strength of this version, again, after we started releasing this, my brother looked at me and was like, we have to do a cask strength version because he loves this whiskey so much. So that'll probably come very end of this year, beginning of next year. But it's one of my favorite things we make. And it's for 96 proof. It's fantastic.
Wow.
Every time I smell it, I get different notes on
I
it.
do. Yeah.
It's evolving. Like initially I was like got floral notes and now I'm getting like
Getting that kind of a minty, spearminty. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, are these your own distillates or are you blending from other sources?
Some of them are own, so this actually, so any of the assemblage line is going to be a mixture of multiple states. So it'll be, on the rye, it's going to be, we have 2 different distillates that we distill in this. And then you have a little bit of Ohio from you guys, from a little bit of Middle West is actually in there.
Yep.
And then you have a little bit of MGP as well. So that's the kind of 4 mash bills that go into this one. On the bourbon side, we have 2 of our mash bills, 1 of our hybrid still, 1 of our, in our true pot. And then we have 2 different Kentucky distillates that go into it, and also a little bit out of Indiana on it as well. And then, well, actually, when you get to the cask strength, actually, there's a 5th mash bill in there that's actually a wheated mash bill for the first time. So,
Wow.
This is a long.
That's the term assemblage you'll see used in Armagnac, because typically Armagnac's mostly vintage, but when they blend either different years or they blend different vineyards together, they'll call it an assemblage, and so that's why those are named that way. You can even see, like, on the original labels that we did, it's changed now because we switched to new bottling. The original label actually had the cards on there, and you could see you had Texas, Ohio, and Indiana on it when we were doing it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a 96 proof bourbon or rye, unbelievable. I mean, it is a long ride and it has incredible flavor. Just I would have saw 96 and I would have been like, I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, having tasted this, I don't know if it's the Texas.
I feel like it's very consistent from start to finish. It doesn't like, I don't know. I get just kind of like a nice blend, just straightforward.
So being in Texas, how do you
Just kinda
control
keeps rolling.
the environment? I mean, you got high heat, humidity, and you're going 5 and 6, 7 years on some of these bottles. How do you keep them from getting over oaked and
Just cook.
So, and that's that French tradition. Again, when you talk about Nancy early on when she was there working with us, went back with the bear. It's about taking all of those French techniques from. So our version of élevage is pretty in depth. After a barrel hits about 18 months old, we'll taste it every 4 months. And from there, because really at 18 months, that's when the baby fat really starts kind of melting away from the barrel. You can start seeing kind of the personality start coming out. Is it going to be like a snarky baby or like a little sweet, caramelly, cuddly barrel? And from there, once we kind of start seeing what the barrel's naturally trying to do, that's when we start moving it into different directions. And so some barrels, like if you came down and we walked through the warehouse, some barrels are big oak spice bombs, and they're intentionally allowed to go that route. Other barrels, again, they're more central in the warehouse. We use those bigger barrels, and then we add water as they age. So a lot of people with élevage they talk about reduction as in when they're reducing it down to bottle strength at the end of the day. We actually add water during maturation to help control what's going on with the barrel. If it's pulling on oak too fast, if it's not pulling on oak fast enough, or there's a lot of things that you'll see over the time with different barrels, and we use that water and that proof to really help manage and control what we're absorbing out of the oak and kind of the size of the barrel for how quickly we're absorbing out of the oak. Now, our warehouses, they're not temperature controlled, but the different warehouses actually have fairly different conditions. Like our newest warehouse, which is about 30 feet from our original one, is actually on a dry creek bed. And because when it rains, it holds so much humidity in that creek bed, that warehouse is actually generally about 15 to 20% more humid than our main warehouse. But it's also a little bit warmer. And so we get a little bit higher evaporation rates in that warehouse, but proof does not go up as actually typically stays the same or goes down in that warehouse versus all of our other 3 warehouses, proof goes up. So we can move it to different warehouses in different parts of the warehouse to help control and help that barrel kind of do what we want it to do. Or in this case, not do what we want to do, but just naturally make it the best version of itself, I guess is a better way to do it. Because if you try to force a barrel into doing something it doesn't want to do, it will fight back at you.
Well,
the barrel always wins.
Speaking about barrels, Chris Barlow asks, black oak generally lives in swampy ground. Does it give a more earthy note to the whiskey?
Not typically. For us, we found the black oak was like with the Armagnac, typically tends to be more like baking spice, more cinnamon, more clove, those sorts of things. Earthier notes, we tend to come from more of grain and grain process, and then also distillation type too. So some corns just naturally are earthier as it goes. And then sometimes just by the way they're processed or where they're grown, they just tend to be, or they're like a lot of flint corns tend to be way earthier than your naturally than your yellow corn. And so those earthier notes, especially when you use pot still distillation, you're not going to remove as much of those elements from the whiskey. So pot still distillate tends to maintain a lot more of your natural earthier tones and earthier notes to it, just by the nature of it not being less reductive than a column still, which is going to remove a lot more of those grain elements to it. So for me, typically it tends to come more from like where it's grown and how it's distilled when it comes to earthier notes than really from the oak. Unless you're really caking your barrels with like mud on them, the barrels typically aren't going to give you a lot of like earthier notes. Although if you use like kiln dried oak, which is doing like oven drying rather than just natural outside aging, and for shorter periods of time, a lot of times you'll get more like green notes from the wood than you would if you naturally yard age it for 18, 24 months. So typically for us, the minimum age we do on yard aging is 24 months on all our barrels. Although with French oak, we actually go quite a bit longer. We'll actually go up to 4 years with that typically.
Gotcha.
We do actually have a question from Nancy. Hey, Robert, can you say a few words for the folks about the importance of humidity in the warehouse and the élevage process?
Yeah, 100%. So humidity is really important because it impacts a lot of what's evaporating out of the barrel. So what evaporates out of the barrels really due more to osmosis. So if you have a really humid environment, since there's so much water in the air, when you evaporate out, you're actually going to evaporate more alcohol. So in more humid environments, your proof will actually fall in barrels. So like when you see some of the MGP or some of the Kentucky stuff that's actually fallen in proof and cask, generally it's like first floor close to rivers or close to streams. And it's that humidity that's actually causing that proof to fall. But also by maintaining kind of that lower proof in barrel by that not going up, it's also controlling what you're absorbing out of the barrel. So certain elements of a barrel are water soluble and other ones are alcohol soluble. And your tannin, a lot more of I would say your woodier notes tend to be more alcohol soluble. So the higher the proof, the faster you'll pull those particular elements. But your wood sugars actually will come out at lower proof. So if your proof's falling in barrel in your more humid environments, you tend to be sweeter, pulling more of those kind of caramelized wood sugars out at a little bit faster rate. So when the guys in Kentucky were really, really liking that low entry proof, one of the reasons for that is because early on that life, the barrel was pulling a lot more of those wood sugars. So it tended to be softer and sweeter whiskey at an earlier age. So when you look at warehousing and you want to soften your sweetened barrels, you want to put it in a more humid environment, more humid warehouses. So in France, they call them the humid shea versus your dry shea, which again, so they control sweeter or oakier elements depending on what warehouse they're putting it in. That's a very long explanation, but that's the science on it there. So you can see like a lot of like Irish warehouses. I think it's what's cool that they have the dirt floors. The dirt floor warehouses, because it's an earthen floor, it maintains humidity a lot more. So you'll tend to see those warehouses tend to be a lot more humid than like concrete floor or stone floor warehousing.
Yeah, I did not know the humidity and the impact that it had on the barrels. So
it's massive. There's a lot of things. A lot of people, we talk about like warehousing of like how much that changes things. Like one of the big things that's changed in the last decade is most of the major distilleries, a lot of distilleries have moved to vertical aging of the barrels. So they put them on pallets, to palletize them. And so it's really interesting to see the difference of what happens when you do that. Because when you have vertical aging, one, you're only basically using one head of the barrel because one head has liquid on it, the other one doesn't. And your heads is actually where a lot of your oxygen and stuff actually gets into the barrel. So when you've turned them vertically, you actually are impacting the amount of oxygen that's actually getting into your barrel. But also because palletized barrels are so much tighter, it's much tighter like stacking of the barrels. You don't get as much air movement around the barrels unless you are moving them and stacking them down and restacking them constantly. So you get a little bit more stagnant air. You don't get as much air movement around it. So that impacts aging and how certain flavors develop in barrels too. So it's going to be really interesting to see. When we start talking about like old dusty barrels, there's going to be an era where we go back to like what was the rick house barrels versus these palletized barrels, and how different the flavor profiles will be here over the next kind of few years. We'll actually start seeing those really come out in like much higher volume. So it's going to be really interesting to see for me how that's really impacted some of those Kentucky guys.
Yeah.
As far as production, what is your typical production rate? You know, being a craft distiller, I mean, some craft distillers only do a few barrels a week. Some, not the Jim Beams and Jack Daniels of the world, but
I always joke they spill more whiskey in a week than we make. We make right now about 8 barrels a week, although the new mash tun and distiller coming online this year, which then we'll probably move up to about 16 to 20 barrels a week is probably what we'll move up to.
Cool.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, we've cracked and poured the cask strength assemblage.
Yeah,
How do you
the
pronounce
cash
that?
string. Let's jump in.
Yeah.
The brand new guy.
Yeah, the brand new one. You say this won't come out until July.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful bottle, by the way. Man.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's the new packaging for everything is that particular bottle.
Yeah,
So
that's very nice.
At home, I have the older bottles here. Much prettier now.
The I don't know what they call this,
The neck.
but the little bubble.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a gorgeous bottle.
Yeah.
Oh, noses.
And this one is 117 proof.
Mhm.
And
So
as you said, it's
7,
blend.
8,
Go ahead.
and 9-year-old on this. Yeah. And it's
Yeah,
a
it's a
4
bourbon.
grain. So this is some wheated bourbon, some high rye, and then some heirloom corn all blended together.
Wow.
Okay.
It's very good.
Yeah.
It's,
So go ahead.
oh, go ahead.
I've got kind of an off topic. How did you come up with the name Iron Root?
So that comes from that story of Denison and Cognac becoming sister cities. So what the guy who lived in our town, his name is TV Munson, what he did is he actually developed a really unique way to actually graft like French grapes on top of Texas grape roots, because back at the turn of the 20th century, they were still having a lot of issues growing European grapes here in North America because the bugs and all the plant diseases we have were attacking the root systems. Specifically, we had an issue with this little aphid that carries a disease called phylloxera. It's a major, and the European grapes didn't have any resistance to it. So they found, though, if they grafted the European grapes on top of these Texas and American grapefruit stock, you could actually get the French or European grapes to grow here in North America. And so, but also with the invention of like the steam engine, travel between Europe and North America became much faster. So we accidentally transferred a lot of bugs and plant diseases from North America back over to Europe at that point. And phylloxera actually made its way over to Europe. And when it hit France, it was a giant blight. It actually wiped out close to 80% of the French grapes that were growing. So you're talking like Bordeaux, Burgundy, Cognac, Champagne, all those areas were devastated by phylloxera. And through the Smithsonian, the French government was put in touch with this crazy dude in Denison, Texas. He started shipping them these Texas grape roots. And to this day, they grow in Cognac, they grow a lot of their native varietals of grapes on top of the descendants of these Texas grape roots. So the folks in Cognac called them the Iron Roots from Texas. And so that's actually where the name of the story comes from. So
That's a cool story.
Nice. So we have another question for you from Ivan. It says, why was the plantation Fiji rum finished Harbinger not designated an apotheosis? It was delicious.
that one was designated that way because of a deal we made with Plantation Rum. So Plantation, or Pierre Ferrand Cognac House, became good friends with them because of this connection between the cities. In fact, last time I was over in Cognac, he actually put us up on his estate for a week and let me travel around France by just hanging out and feeding me and taking care of me, which was amazing. But he did a release of their rums in like Harbinger barrel and what were Harbinger barrels. And so we wanted to do kind of the inverse of that. So we took the Harbinger barrels, aged rum in it. We took some of the rum barrels and aged harbinger in it. So that's why it ended up being named that way, just for kind of a mirroring of that particular release set that we were doing together.
Gotcha.
Wow.
So another question from Nancy. It says, Robert, I know we've talked about this a lot, but can you explain the effects of barometric pressure on the barrel and also on flavors as you're pulling samples or dumping the barrels?
So when we start talking about barometric pressures and temperatures and everything like that, what a lot of people don't realize, I can pull a sample from the same exact barrel at 6 a.m., at noon, and at 6 p.m. And if I blinded you on it, you would not recognize it as the same barrel. It doesn't taste the same. The barrels are constantly forcing things into the oak. They're pulling things back out. It's not just like over months or over years of that process is happening. It's actually happening on a daily basis of what is forcing back into the oak and what's pulling back out. And so when you start looking at barometric pressures, that's really important for kind of what's it forcing that whiskey to do. It's not only the temperatures that are forcing that whiskey in the oak, but it's also your pressures from the outside, inside the barrel. And so with Nancy, we had some really fun in the early years, just going through and gathering all the data, and was what flavors were we finding when barometric pressures were high, when they're low, when they've been stable for a while. And as those things change, what do we see doing to the barrel? So we actually found that we were able to encourage barrels to shed certain flavors or pull back in certain flavors that we wanted in a whiskey based on what pressures that your ambient pressure was, or what time of day we were pulling it based on your temperatures. So between those two things, we actually found like our favorite times of year to pull barrels and make blends and do stuff. We found that sometimes, because barrels during the winter, you'll hear a lot of distillers talk about the barrels kind of go to sleep when it gets cold outside. The barrels would kind of,
You don't get cold in Texas.
and they're like the grizzly bears a little bit. And we found that like through different temperature and different barometric pressures, you can actually reawaken barrels and get them back in fighting shape a little bit. There's things you can do and actually anticipate what flavors and when we're going to. So when we do single barrel selections, we actually mark time of day, barometric pressure, and ambient temperature for not only when it was pulled, but also the day before, the day of, and the day after for that barrel. So that we know exactly what the conditions were when we pulled it. So when we go back to dump that barrel, we try to recreate those conditions or do it in a point in time where the conditions are going to be most similar. So we can try to make the barrel taste as similar as it did when that barrel was picked. Because I think we've all picked barrels, and it may be a month or two later and you get that bottle in that store and you taste it and you're like,
totally different.
It's not I remember this barrel tasting. Or even if you have a small sample, you taste them, you're like, this doesn't taste the same. It actually might be that exact same barrel, but because the conditions could be very different when they pulled it, actually makes the barrel taste different.
And also continue, at least psychologically, they say, your mood, how you feel that day, and going back a couple of weeks with Nancy talking about what kind of music you're listening to whenever you're doing the blending or doing the tasting. Or
did you brush your teeth that morning? Has a huge impact of what things do. Did you just roll out of bed and get going? Like what was going on? It's all it. There's so many things that impact like how you anticipate and smell, but it's crazy that like that's so impactful, which makes it hard to like judge and taste things and like have those like. That's why there's like these perfect times of the perfect people around, the perfect music, the perfect experience for tasting. And sometimes it's just as important of how good the whiskey is. And it can elevate a whiskey so much, or if you're in a really foul mood, it can make the whiskey not taste as good. But also then you have all these temperature and weather. So like, again, when we're tasting barrels, you have to be really cognizant of what you're doing, time of day, everything that's going on with that. So when we get ready to dump barrels, we have to look at what's the weather like this week, next week, to kind of determine like what's the day we're going to go in and dump these barrels. So,
wow.
So can we, will we be able to see you at some of these bourbon festivals like Bourbon on the Banks or Kentucky Bourbon Festival or even Spillway, which happened a little bit ago? Will Iron Root be at those or?
Bourbon on the Banks, not this year. The next festival will be at, I know we're doing the Bruzel Festival. I know the Kentucky Bourbon Festival's changed some of the rules. Like historically, it had to be some of the bourbon had to be from Kentucky in order to pour there. So that was one thing that we weren't able to do for a long time. Now the rules kind of shifted and changed a little bit. So but Bourbon on the Banks has been on my list for a long time. So that's probably, I think next year that's one of the ones that we've kind of tapped to do stuff, because we started doing a lot more in Kentucky and Indiana and basically everywhere around you guys. We've done state controlled stuff. I haven't jumped in quite yet on. It's still very intimidating for me. But
well, if you're looking at Ohio, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So, but Bourbon on the Banks is one I'm really, and they do some really, obviously some of those stuff in Wisconsin does some really cool bourbon festivals as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. As far as Bourbon on the Banks, I mean, it's more of an intimate type of a festival than, you got your Kentucky Bourbon Festival, you got 20,000 people there. It's crazy. It's a great festival, but it's still kind of crazy. But the Bourbon on the Banks, like I said, it's more intimate, a couple thousand people. You get more interaction.
Which tend to be the ones I like. I like when I can talk to people and we can chat. If it's pure chaos, they can be fun, but I don't feel like I can talk to people about whiskey. It's more of like pouring.
Right.
Yeah. If you need help getting in Bourbon and Banks, just let us know. We know a few people over there.
Yeah. I can't speak for them, but I personally enjoyed all these offerings that you provided us today. It was great just hearing the history. This group, especially our viewers, love craft distilleries. So we're always love hearing all the different finishes, all the different stuff you guys are able to do. So if you have anything in the future, any new offerings or anything else you'd like to promote, we'd love to have you back on. But yeah.
No, I'll send you some of the crazier. You like the cast strength? So that also
this is excellent.
Yeah.
Ooh.
How much
is this going to to be?
It's supposed $49.99 to $54.99.
That is a steal. That is like
awesome.
Oh my god!
I honestly, I cannot wait to try the cigar.
Oh
yeah!
Oh my god!
We gotta try to
when we finish the blend on that, I'll send you guys some.
Man, I'm sure very much appreciate that.
We've got a lot of cool projects we've been working on. I think the one I'm most excited about that we've been aging for a while now is my brother and I get really inspired by like other distilling traditions. Obviously the French is ingrained into us. Nancy beat me early on in my life, so it's what we do now. But also spent some time down in tequila in that region and kind of fell in love with some of the kind of really interesting things that they do down there. And if you guys have ever had Pachuga mezcals, have you ever had any of that? It's a really special type of a mezcal that they actually will hang like turkey or chicken or sometimes even like a wild hog in the still when they're distilling, and it renders the fat into the spirit as they're distilling. So my brother and I got really inspired by that, and a few years ago started doing. We've taken like because we felt like for Texans, like if we were going to make like a Texas version of that, what would that really look like? And so we actually got some steak, some A5 Wagyu, seared it and hung it in the stills and have been distilling through it. So we have, what I would say, a Texas version of that that's going to be coming. And it's still a few years out yet, but it's been such an interesting distillate to see age and mature over the years. We're really excited to see how that comes out at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Robert, I'm just intrigued. Like as somebody that's so inquisitive, I'm like so appreciative of you pushing the boundaries and continuing to test and challenge yourselves and keep your art form of every one of these. You're not just putting out anything. You are truly like dialed into all this stuff. So I am, So I'm like super stoked to see all the new stuff you continue to come out with, man.
Yes, definitely.
Yep. Yeah, this is fantastic. This
right.
cast strength. Wow.
Yeah, very good. So outside of Total Wine, if people want to find you or they want to come to the distillery, what do they do? What's
Distillery, we're open Monday through Saturday. If you show up anytime during the week, anytime between 10 or 5:30, I encourage you, send us a message on Facebook or Instagram. Let me know you guys are coming and you watch the show. Because if we can, I always like taking people, like walk you through the distillery, pop up in a barrel to let you guys taste what we're doing, some of the stuff we're working on. Again, when we start talking about the green corn, it's one of my favorite things to taste people on. Just kind of show people kind of what we're doing, what we're working on, and have a little bit of an experience. It's always something that's my favorite things to do. So if you're going to come by, again, we're generally open. If you come by, you're going to see me, mom, dad, or Jonathan there. We're always going to be there doing all the things. So yeah,
very cool.
And then Saturdays we do our normal tours. But.
Nice. I will say to our viewers out there, anybody else watching, these are definite buys.
Yeah.
I have never personally had Iron Root. We had one of our viewers recommend that we reach out to you and try and get you on. I'm so glad that they did because there are so many different craft distilleries out there, the small distillery guys, and you never know what you're going to come across. And I'm very glad we came across you because this stuff is excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah. Anytime you guys get bored, want to have me on, I'll come chat and bullshit with you. So
hey, we'll take you up on that.
Oh yeah.
Love
it. Well, it was great having you on, and we'll definitely have you back on. We'll reach out. And then if you want, we can always send you a link to our Discord. We usually like to create different spots for different distilleries. That way, if anybody has any questions they didn't get to ask tonight or anything they think of later, and then whenever you have time, if you like to just respond to them and just chat around with them and just, but yeah.
Or jump on Google Meets.
Yeah,
and hang out.
Yeah.
We do have Google Meets. We'll be posting the link in the comments if you want to stay on or anything like that. And basically, that's just kind of everybody just kind of gets to talk about. I mean, I feel like the conversation's going multiple different directions, but anything, you never know what you're going to see in Google Meets.
Yeah.
So,
You could stay on for a minute or you could go. You're seeing all the people in chat. They come on and it's a great time. So you're able to see faces and people can ask other questions that they weren't able to ask here. And so anyway, no responsibility, or you don't even have to do it, but just know it's there.
I'd love to. Let's do it.
Yeah. But hey, we appreciate you coming on tonight. Like I said, we'll take you up on that. Maybe come October when you got that cigar batch coming out.
Let's do it.
We'll be talking, if not sooner.
Yeah.
But definitely reaching out to you by then.
All right. Thank you, Robert.
Right.
Appreciate it, man.
Thanks for your time, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. See ya. Man.
All right. Man, that was a great lineup.
Texas whiskey continues to impress.
It does.
It does. I mean,
It
you got
is.
Milo
Something
and
just
Green.
different about it that I just can't get over.
It's just I guess it ages differently.
Yeah.
It's just that environment.
Well, you got a lot of that heat and humidity.
Mhm.
In Texas is since it's such a large state, I feel like you can get many different environments just within the different cities in different regions in Texas.
You're right.
Right.
And so
They're in northern Texas.
in Ohio, it's like when you do stuff that's distilled here, I feel like you're getting the same kind of climate throughout.
Yeah.
When you go to a place like Texas and being so large, even though it is majority heat wherever you go, when you're getting more south versus North Texas,
You could be totally
placement is key.
Yep.
Mhm.
But that also means you're getting such a different variety
Right.
in the flavors you're getting in the
Yep.
different barrels. And like he said, just daily.
Right.
The stuff that
when you
changes.
pull it from the barrel
Um,
and test it.
And so I think that, I wasn't disappointed with anything that was in here.
Nope.
No.
And I feel like it was such a great variety. It was just, there was something for everybody here.
You could
whether
try.
you like wine
yes.
finishes, Armagnac finishes, rye, whether you
Something
like
very-
just straight up bourbon.
Yep.
That was a great selection.
Their
Absolutely.
lineup, and it is truly like an art form to him.
So-
So you can tell where they are dialed into every
Yes.
single
They're
one
not,
of
they're
these.
not
Yeah,
so,
measures.
they're not so
Right.
regimented and rigid on how
No.
they figure things
No,
out.
they're
It's a
moving
feel.
barrels.
It's an art.
That's an art. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can tell within every one of those that
Right.
they're not just dumping stuff into a bottle.
So we are gonna so as you see on the bottom of the screen, there's gonna do #root. The winner of that is not only going to win the remaining of these 4.
Well, they'll get samples of the remaining 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you'll get everything
Yeah.
the remaining 4, and then we were also going to bottle a sample of the 750 bottle for you as well. So you'll get a sample of all 5. So
Yep. And like I said, definite buys, especially the price points on them. I mean, my gosh,
I cannot believe that
$60 or whatever it was for the
$60, $100
Yes,
like
right.
this for $60 that's coming out. I'm like, there's no way for 8-9 year
yeah
blend
cash
Yeah.
strength. Yeah.
and a killer
Man.
bottle. Like
Yeah.
everything about it's fantastic.
Yeah.
see, that's what's great is some of these craft distilleries, like they sometimes they try, but I feel like they've accomplished where the price point makes it easily accessible and easily purchased for
Right.
any bourbon
absolutely.
lover.
Yeah, like I said, he wants to be able to buy his own
Yeah.
stuff.
Right.
You know,
And
why
anybody
price
can-
yourself out? Yeah.
Right. Even if you're, a novice or somebody that really knows their stuff, like, yeah, anybody can enter into it.
Yes.
So it's great.
Right. And with this economy, the way things are, I mean, you don't want to be spending pant loads of money on bottles of
No.
bourbon. I
No.
mean, you got great quality for $60
You
a
do.
bottle.
Like,
I mean, wow.
yeah, I don't know where you're going to find too much
Mm-mm.
a better price per value of,
Yeah.
of bottles
Yeah.
than you're going to get right here.
Yep.
All right.
Flavor wise, proof wise, all the above.
Yeah.
So let's just take a few more minutes. Those who want to do #root, get those in there. And then those who are wanting to do super chats, super chat's going to be a little different tonight. You'll still have 2 options. The first option is going to be a Bourbon and Ballz hat, t-shirt, and artisan oak tumbler. Or we still have another bottle of Weller Antique 107 to give away as well. So please, if you're wanting to do those, you still have plenty of time for the super chat. But for #root, we're going to give you another 1 to 2 minutes to get those in. And then we will spin that. And while we're waiting on that, there was a couple more announcements before we get to our future guests.
Yeah.
They're going to be coming on. So if you can see my shirt, we still have some bottles left of the Circle City pick. That is a Syrah finished
Oh my gosh.
barrel. Normally, this group does not aren't usually huge, especially for a barrel pick on wine finishes.
Right.
But this one was very unique.
Very.
And it was a great experience. Great group.
Oh yeah.
We had a great time. Might have been just because Chad wasn't there, but
That's probably that was it.
And if you saw the sticker,
You know
might
what?
know why.
They rocked it out.
but yeah, it was a great time.
Dave pushed me.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
there was no push.
but yeah,
Something
it
else
was,
pushed you. It wasn't Dave.
Yeah, it was a great time. Charlie let me know there is roughly about 12 bottles left. On Monday, he is going to be opening up to all Patreons for all tiers, and then it'll be up there, I think, until it's sold out. He'll keep everybody updated on that
Price.
price. So for paid Patreons, it is going to be, I believe, 90.
90.
And
That
I
includes
cannot,
shipping.
and I
Yeah.
cannot
In
remember.
shipping,
Yeah, that
yes.
includes shipping. That's out the
Shipping
door
out the door.
to get it to you. And if you are a non-paid Patreon, I cannot remember what we have declared the price.
Yeah, Charlie, if you could text me if you're still on, let me know
yeah,
what that is. But yeah.
Charlie, if you could let us know, I don't want to get that wrong. But we still got bottles left. Another thing to announce is there is a group already down there, but these two will be joining them down at Coal Pick in Kentucky. And so
Whitney,
Charlie
here
let
we
me
come.
know that pick should be ready to be sold by the end of July.
Yep.
Yeah.
It could be sooner. It could be. It just they're going to be working all that out with Whitney down there. Sounds like it's going to be a great time. Sounds like they're already having a great time down there. I believe they're doing a bottle share together tonight. I don't know if that's possible.
I think they, yeah.
So
I hope. Well, they better bring Z-Biotic. But anyway, if you've watched this channel long enough, you'll know. I mean, we're big fans of Coal Pick as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's why we're doing the pick. Whitney's a great guy.
Oh, phenomenal.
He's gonna give us the red carpet treatment when we go down there. He's got, I don't know how many thousand acres he got. 4,000, 4 or 5,000 acres.
Yeah.
We're gonna do some fishing. We're gonna have a big old barbecue. Big, breakfast the next day. Going out. It's gonna be a great time.
Hanging out, great
Hanging
bottle
out,
share with
yep.
great people. Meet some people we haven't met
That's
in
right.
person before.
Yep. Some
So,
of some people that are coming from, Texas. Well, we got
Yeah.
That's why you're coming from Texas.
So-
I believe.
So that'll be a great time. So yeah, as soon as we find out more information about that pick and when that's going to come out, the price point for that, Charlie and Jeff and everybody will let you know on that, on the time frames. World Cup is started today.
And if you haven't got in yet, it's probably too late for you.
Yep. So Charlie's working out a way to do the games for that. Not sure where he's at with that. But there are two different sections. I had to learn about this because I am not a soccer fan at all.
I'm not either. Yeah.
So from a couple people I know that are very into soccer, there are two separate portions to the World Cup. There is the group stage, which is what we're currently in. That'll dwindle down to I think 2 teams out of each group that will move on to the knockout stage. And that stage is a typical one loss and you're out kind of tournament that we see in sports. And so the idea was to do a game for each. I don't know. Charlie's usually a lot better at doing that. I don't know how to set that up on getting that done. I can't remember. I don't think I saw any thing in Patreon about that. But
yeah, I know he said he was going to make an announcement. I don't think he had a chance to do it yet.
Okay.
But yeah. So, and then let's go ahead and run #root. And then we will work on the super chat and talk about our future guests coming up.
Yep.
So let me share this screen. We'll get everybody in.
Good show, man.
Yeah.
Iron Root.
Awesome. Iron Root. So good. So glad we had him.
Charlie wasn't here to bring us down. I mean,
that was,
like,
I mean,
true.
yeah,
I mean,
Candy
come on.
recognized it. Candy's,
Yeah.
Candy's,
I love that.
Yeah,
Candy
and I remember
recognized it.
when I first
There you go. Candy Road.
when I first heard.
Oh, there we go. So Gandy's like, great job, guys, in the interview. Charlie, who?
Yeah.
Mike,
When I first heard about Iron Root or first saw anything about him, Maggie Kimbrell wrote an article about him in American Whiskey Magazine.
Yes.
And I was like, man, this sounds pretty interesting. And then I think it was Vogelsang, maybe. I can't remember exactly who it was that said, hey, you need to try and get these guys on.
Yeah.
That's why I was like,
Okay.
on the
let's
hunt.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm very glad we were
They need
able
to be put on the map.
And that's why, I mean, we do this show for you guys too. I mean, you know, if you guys got somebody out there that you think is fantastic, or, you know, you want us to learn more about them, let us know. Send us an email, pop it in our Discord. We have a channel specifically for that.
Yes.
If you have somebody you want us to reach out to, we'll do it.
Yeah. I don't know who it was that recommended Iron Root, but I will tell you that I've never heard of them, but I'm glad they were on the show because this is, I mean, especially because, I mean, it might have been just because we don't see this in Ohio.
Right.
Yeah.
So selections like, so luckily we have a viewership that stretches across the entire United States, all different areas. I mean, we have people in California, Colorado, all the way over to West Virginia on the East Coast side, and Maryland,
Florida, like all over,
north, south. And so it's great to kind of see all the different distilleries and how, I mean, it's just easy. Just, you can get so much into the science behind it. And for me, it's just, that was a great to kind of see just kind of the science behind Texas versus Ohio versus Kentucky,
Tennessee,
versus Indiana.
Yep.
It was kind of cool to see that Ohio is in some of this with Middle West.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool to see that
one of the largest contract distillers in the country. Really, I mean,
It's
if you
just
think
so
about
cool,
it on the MGP scale, I mean, Middle West, wow, and they're 2 hours away.
Right.
So let me get #root pulled up, and we will get that one underway. All right, we have 48 entries. All right,
here we go for the sample.
And our winner of the media samples
are
Alan Adams.
Alan Adams.
Hey, Alan, congrats.
Alan. All right.
You're going to get some good pours there.
Trying to see if it was in our Discord chat or if it might have got a text separately.
All right. So, Alan, we will get those prepped up for you and get those out as soon as possible for us. And I will tell you, Alan, if you don't mind, since this might be a brand that not a lot of us have seen before, maybe if you wouldn't mind putting your own review of this in the Discord, and just kind of giving us what your thoughts are of it. I don't know if you've had Iron Root before, but if you haven't, I'd like to see what your thoughts are. But yes, we will get those out as soon as we can to you. And so, Jeff, I'm going to get super chats started up,
All
get
right.
those prepped, and then if you want to go over our future guests, what we have in the coming weeks.
Absolutely. Next week, I mean, we have got another great show next week. I don't know how many people have actually heard of her personally. Her name is Wendy Pevich. She is pretty big in the industry. She was with Penelope for a long time. Then she went out on her own for consulting, helping with blending and helping with different distilleries. And now she has her own brand. She's partnered up with Middle West.
Yes.
Okay.
Again, Middle West. What was the name of that brand?
It is Archer Eland.
Archer Eland. Yep.
It's its own separate brand. I do own a bottle of one of theirs. It's a rye from their brand. I thought it was good. I don't know how far my opinion goes as far as this group goes. But I'm excited to see for that show specifically next week. We will have OG Bob in the building for that.
That's right.
So Chad will be gone again. And Charlie. So
Charlie, you guys just can't count on these guys.
So we will have OG Bob. We will be turning back the clock a little bit on Bourbon and Ballz. And
No, I'll be here next week.
you are here next week?
Yeah, Charlie's out. I'll be here. Yeah, we're good.
Oh.
18th.
Then
you'll
my
be
bad.
back.
then I'll be here.
Yeah.
But I will be off the side, and we will have OG
revolving
Bob,
door.
Chad,
Sorry.
and Jeff up here.
Looking at the schedule.
So thanks a lot, Chad, for screwing that up.
Yeah.
I have a way. I have a way.
So yeah, we'll
what I do
have her
best.
on here. It'll be kind of cool to see that line and see what we can get from them.
Yeah, I've only had the rye that you brought in. I haven't had anything else from them. I know she's got a new release that she just put out in honor of her mother, I believe it was. She is sending us samples, so we'll have that to go with. Yeah. And I've talked with her a few times, and I mean she's a really nice lady. Knows her stuff and knows a lot of people. So it'd be a good show.
Very cool.
Let's see. After that, man, I'll tell you what, we're just
Packed.
Silverthorn. That is a definite Mr. Vogelsang request. I reached out to Drew Thorne, and he has graciously sent us 4 bottles. We will have him on in 2 weeks. That's going to be another good one.
They look like some amazing.
They do. They
bottles.
do.
Yeah.
So I mean, we got jam packed next few months for you guys. And like I said, if there is anybody out there that you want to see, hear about, learn about, please let us know. You know, I'm not ashamed to ask.
Yeah.
Just ask.
I
mean,
Jeff will
worst
reach
they
out.
can say is no, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, just let me know, and I'll see what I can do to get somebody on. And then Charlie will be back. He won't be back until July 2nd.
So he will be out. Yeah, he'll be out quite a bit.
He'll be
Summertime.
back for Silverthorn. Yeah, he'll be back for Silverthorn.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's out
Okay.
next week.
Yep. And then we got Gandy.
Yes.
Gandy gonna be here in the house.
That'll be July
Yeah,
2nd.
July 2nd. And Jerry Romine was gracious enough to put together some samples for us. He sent us the samples and sent Gandy the samples, and I think he sent BTM Dave samples as
Okay.
well.
Sweet.
But I think Dave's samples were different than ours and Gandy's. But yeah, Gandy will be in the house, and we'll be sampling what Jerry sent us.
Nice.
So-
Yes.
Dude, that'll be great.
That'll be
Yeah.
exciting. All right.
Thank you guys for the super
so,
chats.
Jeff, I just need.
You need the Venmos.
Yes.
All right. Mr. Vogelsang, give him 4.
Ooh.
Mr. Savick, give him 2. Ms. Tracy, give her 2.
And again, we cannot thank you enough
Oh,
for
yeah.
everybody that is Super Chat and Venmo, like this helps us out tremendously. So we are so appreciative for not only the viewership, but all.
Yeah, it helps the
all
channel, and we
contributions
turn
that
it
we
right
can-
around and give it back
and
to you
give
guys.
it right back.
Yeah.
Yep. So thank you.
Mr. Terry Wilson, give him 3. And that is all the Venmos I have.
You said 3?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Ready to run?
So, Jeff, do we have any more announcements or anything else? There's nothing more on my list that I think we have to talk about besides the Super Chat and the lockbox tonight.
Yep, that's right. The Super Chat gets the lockbox.
So just a reminder, we'll go through the Super Chats here real quick, and then we'll run that. The winner tonight will get your pick of a Bourbon and Ballz hat, T-shirt, and tumbler, or a bottle of Weller 107. And then whoever wins that will also get a chance at the Gandy mailbox. As of now, we are on the same number, I think, for 6 or 7 weeks now.
Roughly, yeah. Yep.
And so we'll see. Maybe chat will help out a little bit for whoever wins that. So let's go through these Super Chats real quick.
Just so you know, the tumbler is courtesy of Artisan Oak.
Yep.
They've been gracious enough to send us, help sponsor us. Honestly, we have not tried the difference yet. I mean, I know there's, you can get the difference with the charred oak inside, and we've got to do something if we got to do it. But I've heard so many great things about them, and you will get the wood rub.
Okay.
That is
Rubs included.
Rubs included. That's right. So,
Okay.
Artisan Oak.
Well, Charlie, that's another clip we got to throw in the intro.
The rub is included. Jeff said it.
Rub it out.
I want to say, if I'm not
Grab it on and rub it out.
If I'm not wrong, I want to say that I saw an advertisement for Artisan Oak, and they're actually now doing different types.
Yep.
They're expanding their line to different styles of wood to be able to talk like I think I can't remember all the different types. I think
they
they're
got
trying to
different shot
expand it.
glasses. They got
Yeah.
more of like a Glencairn style look to it.
Oh, like a different.
yeah.
Okay, so it's not just
And then-
like a
Not
cup.
as different type
Right,
of wood,
and then
but
they
different
also
styles.
they can
so
also
it gives different-
customize them. They can put different logos on
Yes.
them and
Oh,
different
wow.
things like that. So yeah, they burned it into the outside of the
Yeah.
mug.
Very cool.
So for those who have been getting those, please let us know what your reviews
Mhm.
are of them.
Please.
I haven't tried one personally, but I would love to know if this is something you guys want going forward.
Yes.
And just kind of an idea of if you can give us a description of how maybe trying it with this versus a different glass to see kind of
Right.
how it changes,
How it varies.
whether
And
it
it
is a
does.
good change,
Right.
and how it affects different types, whether how it affects rye, different finishes, different age
Right.
statements. I mean, there's so many different options you can
Mhm.
do. But please let us know so that way we know if this is something the viewers want going forward as an add-on.
And, hey, what a great Father's Day gift, right?
Right.
Yeah,
There you go.
and because of the sponsorship, they are gracious enough to give a 15% discount to anybody that wants to purchase one. It's Bourbon and Ballz
With a Z.
with a Z. That is the discount code, capital B's, Bourbon and Ballz. When you go to order and check out, you put that in, you get 15% off.
Nice.
So
Sweet.
yeah, like I said, nice little Father's Day gift.
All right, so let's go
So-
through these super chats.
There we go.
Crappy Cat.
Crappy Cat.
Thank you so much. Husky Dog.
Husky dog.
Thank you so much as
The
well.
other part.
William Hall.
William Hall.
Heck yeah, I am in. So I'm guessing you might have tried well, this wasn't for the Iron Root, but
Yep.
glad to see
Yeah.
you're in for that.
Yep.
Jerry.
Vanna,
Yep.
Hey, Jerry.
Hey, Jerry.
glad to see you. Long live the root.
Yes.
Chris, thank you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it, man.
Gandy Road. Yes. If you have an opportunity, Gandy, to try these, you will not be disappointed.
Mm-mm.
I would like to also hear your opinions on this with your expertise and your palate as well. Jim Turner, cheers. Cheers to you. Princess of Proof, thank you
Thank
for your
you.
super chat. All right. So that is the super chats on here. We have everybody on Venmo, and I have included all the Patreon Plus members.
Are you sure?
Yes. because I am not Charlie.
You are not Charlie. You're right. So, you know what? This guy's on it.
He is, man.
This guy.
He is.
So,
Tyler, thank you.
Charlie.
Suspect.
I mean,
Sus.
so Charlie
Charlie
seems to go through a
sus.
lot of co-hosts. Maybe we need to change the actual host.
Oh,
I mean,
Flip the script.
maybe he needs to be a co-host.
You
Yeah,
did just get one
yeah.
more. You just get one more there.
Oh,
Jeremy
we
Dirks
did?
put in too. Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
Thank you,
Jeremy
sir.
Dirks.
Good. Since
Thank
we
you,
have
brother.
not ran it, I will go ahead and add you in there. Thank you for that as well.
And they made
Okay.
sure on my
Um,
Venmos.
We
Sweet.
will double check Venmo and everything.
Don't
um,
want anybody missing out. Yeah, and the super chat tonight, if you obviously if you're into it, you're going to get some merch. You're going to get the
Yes.
tumbler. You're going to get a Bourbon and Ballz hat and a shirt.
Shirt.
Yes. And so, yes, if you have never ordered any of that from us, especially for the shirt, let us send us your size. And I believe, are we giving color options? I don't know if we have shirts in or if we need to put in another order for those.
Well, we got different styles too. I don't know how
Um,
Charlie's handling that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for whoever actually wins the hat, it'll be this one that we're wearing here. For the shirt, we do have different styles and colors. I'll let if you just email bourbonandballs@gmail.com, Charlie will be able. He handles the t-shirt orders. Get with him and figure out those details. That way we can figure out. I don't know what we have here, or if he's opening up to whatever style. We'll make sure we get your size if we don't have that as well. And then you also get the Artisan Oak tumbler. So let's go ahead. Do we have any more Venmos?
Right. Nope.
Okay.
That's it.
We are set.
All right. So we are closing that. And we will get this ran. So because in honor of the World Cup, I was talking to Charlie and I could not find a soccer race. So what I've decided to do, because this is the show it is, and because we never do anything normal around here,
No.
I have decided as executive producer.
Well, you're a producer, not
No,
executive.
I mean you're
Well,
taking over
okay.
Charlie's. You do whatever
Well,
you do.
Charlie
brother.
did. He did comment and said someone's getting a little cocky.
No, I think that somebody's getting a little jealous.
I don't
All right,
think he
well,
Somebody's
well,
getting a little
pressure,
jealous.
yeah.
He's not saying it to my face. So I don't know
Somebody's
what's
getting usurped
happened
and he's a
there,
little
but,
jealous. I think that's what
But
it is.
we are going to do an egg and spoon race.
Oh my!
All right.
So this will be fun. So I will get this added in. All right.
That's gotta be his night.
So starting at the top, we have the super chats all the way down to Jim Turner. And Jeremy, I do have you added in there. You'll be at the bottom. Starting at CA Scotty, all the way down to Brian C. and West Virginia Bourbon Guy. We do have you in there for your Patreon Plus memberships. For those that don't know, we do have Patreon paid Patreon levels. If you upgrade to the Patreon Plus membership for your level, you also get an additional duck automatically into the super chats, whether or not you pay for a super chat. It's an included perk in that. So if you're interested, we do a lot of stuff through Patreon.
Yes, we do it.
Pretty much because we are Bourbon and Balls for any sports events. We're trying to push all those. We just wrapped up a murder mystery, and we're actually getting ready to. I think in the next coming weeks, Charlie will be talking about that on what he has come up with for our next murder mystery. In the last one, Chad killed me. So we'll see what that looks like. I think everybody's kind of having fun with those. Our Patreon Plus, if you're a paid Patreons, you get special benefits when it comes to not only special costs when it comes to barrel pick bottles, but you'll also get the possibility of being included on those barrel pick teams.
Right.
And just different perks like that.
Yep.
We try to do a lot because, as Charlie always states and as Jeff always states, that this channel is for you guys as the viewers.
Mhm.
The money that comes into us goes right back into those things for you guys. And it can't be stated enough that this group is amazing when it comes to just the friendships, the experience, and just the fun that comes with it, whether it's just on these weekly streams, whether it's in person at meetups, going to these barrel picks and stuff like that, and festivals. It's just a different experience. My first bourbon festival will be Bourbon on the Banks this year, and I cannot wait.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a little, not to age myself, but it's a 30th birthday celebration for me.
Not the age, but
yeah. So
Big 3-0.
So that'll be a fun experience. I'll get to meet some viewers that I've never met in person. It'll be great to do that. I've met some of you on bourbon on barrel picks, but
right, you haven't met in person. And I tell you what, Tyler, like when you go down, Jeff, you know this as well, Tyler. Like when you go down, you bring your friends too.
Yes.
So you are start to like bring together not just the people that we see on chat. You pull your other friends together, and you're starting to network with a ton of other people that you didn't know existed.
Right.
And it's awesome. And it just continues to grow the community, continues to grow the connections.
Yeah.
And that's where the meetups and even Google Meets and all these things are so much fun.
And that's what's great about, I mean, don't get me wrong. We love Kentucky Bourbon Festival too, but the Bourbon on the Banks, like I said earlier, it's the more intimate.
Yeah.
Kind of, you get more one-on-one time with the distilleries. And again, all the friends are there too.
Yes.
So
you bring it all
other
together.
channels and so
and the bottle shares that come afterwards. That's really where you start to really meet people. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Charlie's calling. What we do?
Yeah,
we can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
You want to run it?
Okay. All right. So this just in from Charlie. Due to unforeseen circumstances, someone had to back out of the barrel pick this weekend. So if you are interested, there is a spot still open. If you want, email this is for paid Patreons. Email bourbonandballs@gmail.com. Charlie will get you all the details. If anyone is able to be there, there is a spot notice. I know we know it's short notice, but we wanted to try to Charlie wanted to open this up for any paid Patreons that are interested that weren't maybe able to get in on this the first round. Just email him directly at bourbonandballs@gmail.com, and he will set up all the details, get you all the information that you need. It is in Western Kentucky. Yep. So if you're able to make that drive, I don't know for any of you that are around that area, but just reach out to him. He wanted me to make sure to announce that to you guys.
Yeah. And I will say though, just so you're, full transparency, there is a $159 charge. It's charged to us from the distillery, and that's to put us up in the cabin all night, to feed us breakfast and dinner, the whole experience,
to the
everything,
facility. I
mean, it's a hell of a deal.
So
I mean, you can't pay for a hotel and spend somewhere for one night to do that,
and to get onto the facility itself, because it's not even like open. You can't like tour it.
So just for full transparency, just so everybody's aware, there is that stipulation to it.
You're getting exclusivity to an amazing property and great people
and some nice bass fishing.
Great bottle share, all the above.
All right, so let's shuffle these ducks. Chad, how many times should we shuffle?
Let's do 5, brother.
Okay, we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Did they have spatulas? Is that
I don't know.
It is spoons.
Oh, it's
the
spoons.
weird.
Okay,
I figured
you said that.
I wanted the most random thing I wanted to find.
All right.
So, all right.
Maybe we do this on the race this weekend. Let's eggs on a spoon.
Maybe.
No.
All right. So let's get this started. And
what happens if you break your egg?
Then you're out.
See,
dude, you got to go from A to B.
We see some of these people already dropping their eggs.
Oh, and I guess if you drop it and you get it back on and it's not broken fully, I don't know. I have never looked into the egg spoon rules to determine what is,
what's kosher or not.
What is the like true in and out? But it's a much slower race than normal. This is like watching snails.
Yeah.
So.
All right. And then while we're doing that, I'm going to get
Yeah,
the
Micah's,
Google Meets link.
Micah's in the lead right now, but
Oh,
Sue, who dropped their egg there? Sir Hugo's coming up.
Jerry, come on, man. Fumble.
Oh, Micah's still.
Oh,
Oh, Micah dropped the egg. This is brutal.
Is something.
Terry's coming. Oh no, Terry dropped the
Who's
egg.
who is going to?
Terry's coming up on the out. No, dropped the egg there too.
Yeah,
Jerry's out front right now. Come on, Jerry.
I know.
Mike Rose coming
Even-
back up again. C.A. Scotty's coming up too.
Scotty, like inching. Look at that.
Oh, Gerald dropped his egg.
C.A. Scotty is the all right. 15 seconds.
God, this is
All right.
painful to watch.
All right. And the winner is
Oh,
Terry.
Terry. There we
Congratulations,
go.
buddy. I
Congrats,
believe
Terry.
you have your mailing information. Again, you get the hat, you get a shirt, and we'll figure out what choice of shirt you're going to get.
Yeah.
You get the Artisan Oak tumbler, and you get a chance at Gandy's mailbox. So if
Yes.
you've been watching, there is a 3-digit code that we will need. Hopefully you're still here. And see.
Look at him.
Flip on
juggling.
back. Yeah.
all right. Let's see.
Oh, that's brazen. Everybody else
Yeah,
is like
it's boy. Yeah.
leaned over, hunched, and
Let's
Terry's
stop
just
sharing
juggling.
that so we can see what we're going on here.
Yes, Charlie, I know.
Oh, that's great. It's Bourbon and Ballz
All
fashion.
right.
You know what? We try stuff out.
We like to have fun.
Yeah, you're going to be spoon
okay.
egging and
Spoon,
noodling this weekend. So get
spoon egg.
ready.
Yeah, that's right. Noodling. Yeah.
Yeah, we got all those fantastic activities on the docket for you.
Terry is still out there. Terry. Need a 3-digit code from you, buddy.
If not,
We'll roll till next week and give you a chance if you're back next week to try it again.
okay.
I don't know if anybody wants to give him any help in the comments.
Yeah, phone a friend.
There he is, Terry. 3-digit code, sir. Three one nine.
319. Let's see.
He's got it on the
All
computer.
right.
Oh, he's got it over there.
Yeah.
All right.
It was
So
a hazard going through
319.
the,
That is not the correct number.
Mm.
okay.
Get this on the list so we can remember it. But yes, that is not the number. So we will try again next week for
But
that.
you got a how many
Got
many's right? Like
So I will say that none of these numbers are correct.
None of them are. Okay.
None of
Alright.
these numbers are correct.
They got to go higher, lower. All right.
Where we gotta go?
All
Higher or
right.
lower?
Sorry about that.
Got to give them a gauge. Is there any of them that are correct?
It is higher. The correct number is higher than the guess.
Okay.
Okay.
Any numbers right in there?
No.
But hey, Terry, you do get a nice little package coming to you. Hope you enjoy it. And like we said earlier, when you get the tumbler, let us know what you think about it. Send us some comments, and we can pass that along. Huh? Hello.
You're good.
All right. We good?
All right. I just pinned the Google Meets link in the comments. All right. So I think that is it. And I'm Tyler.
Chad.
I'm Jeff, and we're going to have a hell of a time at Coal Pick this weekend. And don't forget Wendy Pevich next Thursday night.
Yep.
Yes.
And we thank you guys for tuning on. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody. There is shit everywhere.